Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. Today we're going to attempt the floor. The floor is something that I'm not interested in right at the present moment. Getting the back on, and the trunk lid on, getting that in place was where my brain's at, but I have to switch it up and go to the floor because it has to be done. If you remember how I did the sills on this side is 1/8 plate, and it's 1/8 plate on the outside. So what I'm thinking, what I have done, I have equivalently made a frame, probably thicker than most half tons, from wheel well to a cow to hold this car from doing this. And we've also widened them probably 4, 5, 6 inches. And that's where our strength is coming from, seeing where we've cut the roof off of this car. Jolene's been down showing the sill now. What's going on here in the floor? Let's get to it, I guess. I'm thinking about doing a wood floor. Everything looks good in the back. We got the back all repaired nice. It looks really good. Now we're moving up to this part. We got the tops of the doors looking good. We got things going on, but we need a floor in this car. The tunnel in this car is a tunnel that runs all the way through like this, and then it's capped from the bottom. It's capped. So what's going on? We got a lip going on right here, and that's got a cap on it, which the drive shaft and all that stuff is inside of that, capped off, which that is very strong, that tunnel there, because it is capped off. You'd have to, for that tunnel to bend, for that tunnel there to bend, you would have to pull the cap off the bottom. It would have to pull it apart and cut it and break it. There is some opening there. I just remember when I got Doug to cut the floor out of it, we did it from the underneath so we could follow and see everything and do the right cuts. And you can see how it's cut up close to the dry shaft tunnel on both sides. You can see this piece here, how I have this, it's not finished welding yet. I think I'm gonna have to bring it down a little bit for a door gap, but what I got here, this is 8 plate running on the side of the sill. My plan is to run square stock all the way around, right around here, all around the wheel well here, back into here, straight here, and I don't know if we're gonna go straight up to here, if we're gonna cut it over, or what we're gonna do there. But basically, I'm going to line that all in square stock all the way around and make myself a frame. I'll make the frame and make the pieces first, and then when I go to put it in, I'll put it in tight and right and weld it in. We'll probably end up taking it out and sandblasting around where it needs to go first, because, you know, where the car's, you know, I've got it all stripped down like this. I really can't drop the ball now, I guess. I really have to, you know, knock off this insulation, take that all off, get that out of the way, sand that up, clean that up, black it out like we did the trunk, and then we would be happy up in here. We have to connect this board here. Let's get on to this right now. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm going to take I want a straight line. See, but this is what's going to happen is I want this piece over here to be straight over here. And what goes on here is this piece is running up here like this, and it goes straight across the toe board, and it straight across the toe board there, and then I'm thinking it runs straight across this here, right to there. I want to get a line on there to show me what it is, and then I can measure what distance I need to do that. And I was thinking about that. How am I going to mark that line from there to there? And I actually had glued or taped a ruler together the other day, and there it is right there. I'll put that on there. And this is what's going to happen. Break down, I will, if I can. We have our toe board coming up here. So I say my point is right here, and my other point is right on the bottom of this inner fender. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's put that on there like so. I'll bring that down the front like yo. What I should do would be nice to have a pair of grips. Nope. Just gonna do this then. Pull my leg out. Use my foot. Keep you young, stretching like that. Or limber, one or the other. Just want to draw a straight line on there, that's all. Now, that is my line that I figure my square stock's got to go on to meet up all the way around. So I'm running square stock all the way around the perimeter of the car from the inside of the tunnel here, across the toe board to the outer side sill. We'll make that construction first. In that way there, when that construction is made and plopped and welded to the car, I can put a cross member in it anywhere I want. If we recall, there was a cross member in it here for the seat, and then there was a cross member here that was for the back seat, is what I'm thinking. We will replace those, but probably just in a different way. Just because it was this way, doesn't mean you can't change it. Like old Budfields that owned this place, he said, I can change at any point you want to, boy. And I said, thank you very much. I didn't, never ever thought of that before, but you're allowed to change anytime you want to. What am I going to do here first? Let's get a length on this piece. We'll do the longest piece first on the inside sill, and then we'll go from there. Do I want to do it with a tape measure or a piece of tape? Piece of tape be easier because tape measure can't hold both ends. Let's do this. I'll go from there, right from the tip. Try not to stretch the tape. And the reason I'm stretching the tape is because I want a true read when I get at the end of the tape. If I stretch the tape, that means that I won't get a true read. This is going to end off here, so I want my piece right there. I do. I think I do. I can always cut it off. We're going right to the end of that. Are we going underneath of that? Or are we going on top of that line? You see? And we'll be going on top of that line because the square stock will be on top of that, and it's going to be on top of that. So we're going to have to be on top of the line. Got a piece of square stock here. Jolene looks beautiful today, as always. She woke up at, 8 this morning? Turned the coffee pot on. We had coffee in bed. Went through the internet a little bit. It was a good morning, wasn't it? Jolene cooked me breakfast, which was fantastic. Where's my piece of tape? Looking for a tape measure. Cooked me breakfast, she did. I don't know if I deserved it or not, but she did. Anytime you can do something nice for somebody, I suggest you do it. Why not? Make you feel good about yourself. I probably should just cut the full length of that tape probably, and the reason being is I might get fooled on this. I'm not sure. We'll see. Now, we need a bend in that. If you look on the outside of this sill here, you can see we got quite a bend going on from here to there. It's got a nice roll to it. That's exactly what we got to do to this bad boy. I'm going to put on a pair of gloves. And I'm just going to do it by banging it on the ground and get it to fit. And then that'll be one piece of the puzzle. Let's try it in there. Let's try it. No, can't do it on the outside. There we go. I scared myself there for a second. Now, we need quite a bit right here. See that? I just choked it up a little bit and got it bent where I needed it, right? Now, see that? We're right on the money. We need it on top. We want it on top of that, so we're going to cut that little piece off. slide that on there. See, I'm not going to bother with it too much there because I can push that in. Yeah, I can clamp that and everything. Push it. Knock a little bit off up here so I can get that slid through there. Probably have to get in there with something else. Goes on top of that. I'm gonna bend that little piece of metal up. It's gotta be cut off. Gotta make a toe board there, but I'm not ready to make a toe board this second. I wanna get the square stock going, see how that goes. And then I would go to that. With putting the wooden floor in it, it's just as much work as putting a metal floor in it. It's just that you're working with different material. And I have to think about, what do I have to think about? I have to think about how to make it support it so I can do it. And you'll have to guess what kind of wood I'm going to use, I guess, but I know what kind of wood I'm going to use. Now, down top of that line. If I could tack that there, that would be so nice. If I was on top of that line, you'd get a hammer. Everything's been put away and cleaned up. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Know where things are at now. Just want to bend that up a little bit further. I should have enough to get in there now. I want to see if on top of that line is where I want to be. Can't see if I'm on top of the line. When I'm on top of the line, it does. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna go for the next piece. As I've got this piece here, obviously this is a first starter piece for going around. So I'm gonna go at the back, but now I'm just gonna go from around here, and then we'll continue on and try to do all that stuff there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna end up cutting them both off. Let's cut one at a time, but like I said, when I'm framing this, all I want to do is try to frame it up the easiest. And generally I guess the hardest part of this one, to frame this up, is to make that square stock go around there. But we're going to do it together, so you know how to do it, and we'll both do it, and anybody can do it. So we want to make a piece of square stock from here. Now we want to go around here. Let's cut this off. Just trying to make it round as possible so I can put a nice piece of square stock on that. Nope, not plugged in. Just going to smooth it up a little bit. Now, I want that piece out of a piece of square stock. Let's get a piece of tape. We'll see how long it is. Just hard to measure, right? So, take a piece of tape. Go around there. Like I said, if you stretch it, you'll end up with a knot. Now, just wonder if I should go up further. See if I go up further, and then I come over here. I'm going to end up cutting this piece off. You can see where Doug got it cut off here. I'm going to continue cutting it off here somewhere, I think. And then we'll be into about, whereabouts? I want to cut that off about here. Nope, I don't have to do that. Just put a little piece in there. So I'm going to cut it off here. Made my mind up. When I come back across this way, I can put a little piece in between them. They don't have to come right together. And something like this, I mean, let's face it, the faster you can get all these pieces made and get that all cleaned up, the quicker the job goes. Like, I mean, I can dilly-dally and walk around and huss and fuss and go on that stuff, but if I get right at it, you know, get my patterns done, get down on the ground, cut it, get my gloves on, get rocking and rolling, and get it made, the quicker it goes. Ah! Blew away on me. You want it to stay? I'm slicing it like this because I hadn't got anything to make it that tight, I don't think. You know, to go outside and try to bend it and bring it back in, try to see if I can get it that tight. Quite a bit of work to a little piece like that, but let's face it, if you want it, you'll go for it. I want it, and I'm going to go for it. I want to make that floor. And with the floor on this way, well, the way I'm doing this, I could lay probably one sheet of metal in there and put them original pieces back in there and that sort of stuff. I just feel like all that stuff's been hacked up. Well, it has been. It's been all hacked up and cut out already once. And then Doug got his chance to hack it up and cut it out. This piece is hacked up and been cut out once already. It's been put back in. And then we'd be doing it again. I really just like to get it squared, a nice thing going on there, a shape going on, get it connected to the pieces that we have that are not rusty and that have not been hacked up yet. They've been cut and that sort of stuff. But yeah, if we can get a nice square going around there and get it welded together, a couple nice braces, we can get rid of that stuff that's been hacked up and make something new and fresh, is what I'm thinking. And when you look up from underneath of it, you're not going to see a bunch of weld marks. Like when we looked at it before, not saying anything about anything, but you could see like every weld mark from the underneath. And I don't want that. A little bit tighter. We're good there. I suppose I'm short now. Yeah, I can add that piece. I still can add that piece on there. I can add it on that end. So if it's 3/4 inch short, I can add it on there and go across to this piece or whatever. So I'm just going to keep angling it. I got to cut it a couple more times in the center, it looks like. In the center. Basically, I'm just going to take and I'll take the different. There was another grinder disc here with a wider blade. Nope, took it off. Took it off. hot. Not bad, looks good. Now we can do this. See, they've got this going on. Right, that going on. And then we got that going on. Around like that. Get that applied somehow, some way. I almost feel like I might start applying this stuff here because I really don't know. And sandblast it after. I can cut all the pieces, but applying them and then cutting them and putting them on is easier than having a bunch of pieces that I'm going to apply after, I suppose. Let's turn the welder on. Nothing is going to hurt applying it to that one, to the 1/8 plate. Nothing's going to hurt there. I can clean that back there when I apply that one, and then we'll just start going from there, I guess. Why not? Thanks for coming back, everybody. Really appreciate it. This is the part where you can do anything you want, in any order you want, I guess. The floor, it's a basic floor. It's nothing too hard, I don't think. You can take and cut panels and put beads in it if you want to. You can, do whatever you want to. She's wide open. But this is what I'm planning on doing, I guess, is making a skeleton for the floor, and then I'm going to be able to apply wood to the floor. And I'm going to have, what I'm thinking is, as I'm thinking about doing that, as we've made it into a roaster, we've taken away the windows, so that makes it no glass on the side. No window winders, that sort of stuff. The roof is gone, so the roof doesn't have to get painted and all dealt with. When it comes to the floor, if I put a nice piece of wood in it and varathane it, there goes the carpet. There goes, in the interior where it can be maybe a couple nice seats, a couple nice door cards, and one big back seat. And that would be, a smaller interior than doing the carpet. Doing the door skins with the glass in it. I'm kind of deleting a lot of stuff, and what can I say? I'm deleting and adding, I guess, but I think I'm deleting more than I'm adding. One thing I am adding for sure is structure. This car is way stronger to me than it probably ever was, and it's like Doug said, this is probably the only car that he would jack the car up on its sills. And it's true, like, this is probably one of those cars that you could do that. Well, you can do that for sure. Gonna apply it first before I start welding it. Getting ahead of myself. Now, I have I'm going to apply it back there, I think. I know what I have to do. Can't see it. Tape. Where did I put that tape? Can you tape it again? I can't see it. Can't see the line when I go to do it. I suppose I could. Kind of thinking that sharp, everything's so sharp. Now, let's get this thing opened up. We'll clamp them on. Eighth plate shouldn't hurt anything. Don't want to bend anything, but I'm going to have this wider than that. I have 3/4 inch on there. Now, if I can get one end up, I'm going to have to actually probably weld it to get it held up. What's that, sweetie? This little thing up here, that it's holding that quite nice, actually. You know what holds it? It's a true life struggle right here. I'm gonna have to tack it. Straight though. I'll give it that. We're straight. Yeah, it's just hard to deal with. Hard to deal with. I'm just gonna stick it on there like that. I'm gonna plug it on right here. Didn't turn the gas on. I plugged it on right there because I can cut it off. I got down there in the corner, I'd never get it off. I've done that so many times. Now, am I even close? I probably should knock that on. Maybe a little bit better because I didn't get it down. This place here is probably going to fall off as soon as I go to twist it. Nope, stayed in place. I don't know if I even got it down far enough. Now, that's fine. Can't get it rolled that way, can I? I'm gonna have to get my helmet. I got it. Sometimes you just gotta, what can I say? Just gotta get out and go get it, you know? Just get up and go get it. Gloves. I tack that on the front. Guess I'm going for it. I guess I'm going for it. Now, I'm thinking that the square stock will come across here. We can 45 that off, and the square stock come across here, and then onto this piece. I am going to replace this piece first. Yes, I am. Just kind of wondering if I should have. Should I? It's like Tina Turner would say, should I? I just need, can't. Fighting it. I have to get down on my face down here and check things out. I just can't do it with a helmet on, I guess. I'll have to bang my head up some, whatever. Frame in my way to see if I'm down far enough. I guess I'm down far enough. Hard to tell. Should be up on a hoist maybe. Kind of up there in the center a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld that one on there a little bit better and get that pushed down a little bit. Knock it off, push it down just a little bit. Just gonna knock it on here a little bit better. So it won't fall off. Then I'm gonna cut that off. Looks like it's up, don't it? Can you see that it's up a little bit? Now, we're talking. Now we're talking. Better. It's better. Geez, if it knocked it down much, it wouldn't be much, I guess. Just... I don't think it's, to be honest with, worth it to move that for as much as it's... So it's right on the money, it's good. I think it's right on the money. Yeah, it's good. Just clamp it in here. Nice having 8th plate. You can pry on it. The whole thing looks real good all the way along. Looks really good. Nothing happened to the outside there. We'll plug it on here at the corner. Nope. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Get off. See if we can't get most of it closed off. What I mean by closed off is a square stock. We'll get most of it. If I 45 it there, then I will. And I would get it maybe the other way also, but I'm thinking with, if I cut the other piece that I've got made here on a 45, and then it will just make it nicer. Go like that. Got my face. Didn't want that, but I got it. Let's get that up. I've basically got that in the position where I want it. This is what I'm going to do. Goes on there, goes on like that. I'm thinking that's in shape. That's going to hold my shape together. I'm going to weld this side up and grind it off. And the reason being is I'm not going to be able to get to it. Well, I can from the bottom, but I don't want to get underneath the car and weld all that up and try to grind that off. What I want to do, I want to do it now. Let's do this. I'm going to grind this part or weld it. I'm just hoping it don't distort it too much. What I mean by distort it is take my shape away. That's why I knocked every point with the welder before I welded it, because I wanted it to stay together. So I have my piece. I'm going to grind it. Just hot this second and grab my script and hold it. Excuse me, sweetheart. I see a couple places I missed already to get in there. It won't, I guess. Darn thing. Thought it would go in there, but it won't. See the place I missed? I might as well weld it. Oh, wow. Don't think there's any more I missed. That's a hard disc, and what I call a hard disc is a thick disc, and the other disc that's really thin I call the zip cut. Okay, so that's what you'll see underneath, right? It'll be welded up like that. And even probably flapper wheeled off just to make it a little bit, take a little grinding marks out of it. Basically, that's the piece I'm going to have, or I'm going to see underneath. It'd be really hard to grind that up and weld that off underneath and make it look like that. There. So when we're underneath, that's what it's going to look like. And if we welded it underneath, like the little strips that I did there underneath, it'd be pretty hard to grind that without hitting your wheel well every time. It'd just be a hard place to get, I'm thinking. It's still hot, but it's welded underneath, and we can hold it up here. See, in this part, it's going to be welded or tacked or whatever it's going to be done. Then it's going to be seam sealed, so we'll be able to seam seal that part. Now that's hot, but I want to weld it on. Let's do it. I want to weld it on. Ouch. Yay. Yay. Did I get it, or did I have to take it back off? I have to take it back off. It's just really hot, that's all. Yo! There you go. And we're following along there. I don't know if we are or we're not, to be honest with you. Looks pretty decent. Now we need one coming this way. We got a slice mark in this bad boy. And I have a little tiny piece here. As you can see, this little piece here is welded to the floor. And it's a little bracket that holds the emergency brake cable. I got an emergency brake cable on this side. Not sure the bracket's on that side or not. No, she's not there. So I've just got that tacked in there. Just got that tacked in there. Might even have to go down some, I'm not sure. I want to cut this off and put a piece in here. I just don't know if I want to go, like, I'm coming from around here, right up to straight here. I just don't know if I should come in here and then cut in here and bring it that way, or it just squares it up hard, that's all I find. I'm going to cut this little bracket off. We'll turn the welder off there. Turn that off. Take my hat. Thank you very much, sweetie pie. Now, I'm going to just knock this little bracket off, I guess. What the hell? And I want a straight line here. Let's cut it. Let's make a straight line first. That'd probably be the thing to do. Let's make a straight line. And we'll have to make something. I know how that goes together there. We'll have to figure something out there so it looks good. That's the main object of the game, I guess, to try to make it look good as it can. Come apart on me a bit. It's okay. Might even have to take it off. Probably the best thing. sort of stuff. Just knock that stuff off. You tacked on, knock it off easy. No harm, no foul. Yeah, I'm just going to get a different grinder here. Clean this up maybe a little bit. Why? And we're going to get a piece going in here. I've got a ledge. I've got the same ledge there on here. Only if you can't see it, I've got the same ledge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of square stock. I'm going to run it from there all the way up there on that ledge. What am I not sure of? Not much of anything. I don't know. And let's do this. Get a piece to do that length. And then right on top of that bracket, we could weld that bracket right to the square stock before we even do anything. That bracket be fixed before you went underneath. Get a tape measure for this one, I guess. Tape measure. Do I see a tape measure around anywheres?
On the stool there, underneath the stool.
You just never know sometimes. Alrighty. I'm going to go straight through. And the reason being is I can put a piece of metal in there and make that look nice. If I run a piece of straight through here, piece of square stock, right straight through there, weld that there nice, bring it over to here. I can put a piece of triangle, nice piece of triangle metal here and fold it up and weld it to the square stock in the corner to make that strong. That'll just make that a gusset again. What they've done underneath, they've got a gusset in it. That's cool. I see. I'm just going to take a piece of, how long? 28.5. Gonna have to probably cut this on 45s, but we'll get it in there first. See what we got. Here we go. Yeah. Let's 45 this piece off and get this fitting right down here. Just gonna take a marker. Kept me on fire. Woo! Here we go. I got a nice piece going on there now. Gotta get that over just a bit further, maybe. Yeah. It's a nice piece right there. Now, to make that look nice, in all honesty, I'm going to have to weld that. I'm going to clamp that and bring that floor all the way over. Let's do this. I like what's going on. So I'm going to do this. Might as well 45 that now. Do I have one in there? No, I don't know if that's good enough. I have one there, didn't I? Not sure. Longer's better, I guess, for this instance. I have a piece of metal right down there. It's coming straight down. It's not real, what can I say? It's not real thick, I don't think it is. But what I've got going on here, I've got that going back there. I can weld that on from underneath. I can. And I will. But in all actual fact, I don't like how it's like an envelope there, how something would go down in there and stay in there. So probably I will weld it from underneath, and then I would probably end up seam sealing that all along there, filling that up so nothing gets down in there. Something like this part here. I suppose there's all kinds of stuff like that in every floor, a catch pan or a catch of some sort. But I've got to tear off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... What's that?
Do you want the welder on?
I do, but I don't sort of. Let's do this. Let's put a pair of vice grips on it. See how far I can get. Oh, that piece on. See, we need a little piece that drops in there that closes that off. That's what I'm thinking. Do we want to turn that on or? And then it's a little piece from there. Little pot. Let me turn that off if you like. Might have a little piece of square stock here. I do, but it's awful messy. We can clean. Ugh. Ugh. Do one here, I guess. Now I need a 45. I need a piece dropped in there. Tell. I'm gonna guess. That's what I always do. Looking at this distance right here, and I'm gonna put 45 on it. Got her. That's her cat. And that's our piece. That'll go in there. Wow, that went good, didn't it? You're going to have to get very creative underneath. There's a little gap there underneath, and get creative and weld that up when it comes time to weld that piece of square stock in there. Did you figure out how I'm going to do it? I'm going to show you. I've got a gap right here. It's not a good gap. Like, it's kind of like this metal's pulled out this way. This metal here is tight. It's the same exact line, but this metal is pulled out like ½ an inch. I can try to beat it in, but if I beat it in, I'm just still going to beat it. It's still going to be quite a ways away, and it's going to look like crap is what it's going to look like. So this is what I'm going to do to make that work and be happy with it. Like, it's got to be welded up, I would say. How would you do it? Would you make a piece and put in it? You could get smart and say I'd make a better cut. That is very true. You could make a better cut, but you wouldn't be at the point I'm at. This is a little bit of, I don't know what you call that. It's an interior thing for an interior. To stick things in, like when Floyd came into the interior on the 50, he had to put a lot of that in around places because I had ripped it out when we had chopped it up. I don't know what it's called, but it's a material that you can stick staples and screws and that stuff in for interiors. And one thing, they got her stuck in there. All right, we're down to the bare metal there now. We've got a air hose right here. It's got to be welded up. I might as well do it. Materials, all the coat hangers is material, so I can get it welded together. Got it. It can get out of shape and get putting too much heat in it. I don't want to do that. My little thing looking so good. Should have cleaned up that painted stuff, but I did not. Yeah, I'm going to fill it in a little bit for grind purposes. I'm okay with the little spot in here. And the reason I'm okay with the little spot in there is because there's going to be stuff probably put back in there when you go to put your interior panel up there. If not, I could fix that also. But you have to ask yourself how you would weld that up. Would you cut that? Would you make a piece for that? If you make a piece for it, you have to understand you have to weld up there, down there. Then you have to try to make it fit in there and hold that sort of stuff. Yeah, I feel like that was a quick repair for something like that that could take, a long time. But as you've seen, I used that coat hanger. It worked out for me. I want to thank everybody for coming back. I really appreciate it. I really do. I feel like I have to clean this line up here a little bit on this edge before you start running square stock along down here. I think I want to sandblast a little bit before I continue on with doing what I got going on there. But you can see how I'm going about the floor. I'll continue on showing you the exact same thing I'm doing all the time because that's what we're all about, showing what we do for the real. But I'm going to go all the way around this with square stock on the top. We'll get it cleaned off first, and then we'll apply a wooden floor to it. And I'm sort of thinking with the Roadster look, it'll really look beachy, I guess. I'm not sure. Generally, when you got the top down, you want to go to the beach, I guess, or go to the water with the wooden floor in it, maybe just a couple seats, and we can make it feel like it's a beach cruiser, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Get out there and work on your projects. Get out there and work on your project. If you do not work on it, you cannot possibly get it done. No doubt in my mind. And if you have an issue with a hole in your car, grab a coat hanger. I wouldn't lie to you. Have a great day, everybody.